driver interviews, pit action, industry news. We're bringing you everything that fuels the adrenaline-pumping world of dirt track racing. Buckle up now. You're sitting with the Slimy Bastards. Take it away, Jason.
Well, welcome to the Slimy Bastard podcast show. We got another exciting episode today. We got a special guest, a Salute to Driver veteran. He's on Salute to Veterans tour this year as one of the wrap cars. And I want to first get into thanking the guys who helped me get this going and everything. Of course, Slade Pit and Pit Stop Motorsports out in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And of course, Tom's Custom Guided Fish Tours. And thanks, Gary, and everyone that helps put this together, including the guy who edits my videos and everything, old Nick, who's kind of behind the scenes. But anyway, I'm pleased to or I shouldn't say enjoy, but I'm pleased to have on Cody Thompson, all the way from Sioux City, Iowa, a modified driver for how many years you been in the modified now, Cody?
This will be my fourth year. Started racing modifieds in 2020 or 2021. Sorry, 2020 is my last year in sport mod.
Well, welcome to the program, man. I know we talked a little bit over the Salute to Veterans tour, and I've kind of had you on my radar a couple different times over the last couple of years and that. And but welcome to the show, and I know you're busy and getting things ready to roll. Are you looking forward? Are you going to Boone? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to going to Super Nationals. Had a really good year in 22, and I won that All-Star race. I won my qualifier. I should probably won it in the main event, but I was just trying too hard, and my nerves got up, and just it was a lot going on. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I should just treat it like a regular race. I probably won the dang thing. You never know, I guess. But,
yeah. Kyle Brown's probably thinking a little bit that you didn't win it, because anytime you guys win that, he has to put a new wrap or a new body on those cars, isn't it? Is that or you get a new chassis, or what's the deal that he does with that? I know he does something of.
Yeah, so he'll take our car into trade and for a new one. I believe it's full body, pretty much almost a roller, which is pretty cool. It's a cool thing that they do there. We work hard all year long for that event, and and it's just cool to if you win it, you get a nice new hot rod. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Or getting back to the Salute to Veterans deal, this was your first year of even being a wrap car, correct?
Yeah, it was my first year. I've been kind of wanting to get picked, but I don't want to be that guy that just pick me, whatever. I just feel like I earned my way into it, and it's a pretty cool thing, and it's awesome. What Jason, all them, and Bernie, and all of the other people do for all of us, our veterans, and for us racers that get to be a part of it. So it's really cool and really neat. And, met a lot of cool people, heard a lot of fun and cool and some interesting stories, and it's awesome.
Your car was actually one of the first videos I actually did on my TikTok page of you, and your car paid tribute to the Army, the military branch of the Army. I think honestly is what I just love that old style green with that chrome Army star logo on it. I thought it was a great design and all that. Now, did you have any part of that? Did you know what was going to be coming, or how'd that work out for you?
So Jason asked me if I knew anyone in any kind of branch, or if I had any family members or anyone a part of it. I told him my dad was part of the Army, so and then he's like, "Well, if Army gets chosen to another driver, what would you like to do?" I was like, "Well, I've always wanted to be in the Air Force, but I got turned down because I got some titanium in my hand." But So yeah, they said I'd be picked up on the radar too easy. So I just went back to racing cars and that it's pretty cool to honor my dad because he does a lot for me, and it probably wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for my dad. With him being in the army, he kind of sometimes you felt like you're almost at drill,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
good. It made the person who I am today, and
Right.
which is cool. And that I do like that green on there. I'm not a big green guy, but I think it looked awesome, and it still does. It's just I don't know. I'd like to, you know, we got a fire suit to match it this year with it.
Yeah.
That all that stuff goes up for auction, and I think I'm gonna try to bid on that fire suit just so I have it, and then I'll eventually get it all. My mom's she used to work at a dry cleaner's place, and we can get anything dirty, and somehow she magically gets it clean. So I got that thing a little bit dirty working on it and
Yeah.
working on the car, and so I'm gonna have her see if she can clean that up, and then we'll frame it and hang it up. It'd be just cool to have,
You're not the only one that said that. I had Joel Rust on my podcast that just dropped this last week, um, he said the same thing. He wants his own suit back and all that just to have hang up and everything. I thought it was a great idea, and Austin Witt that did a lot of them suits and that knocked it out of the park. He does some killer stuff down there in Texas and all that. And did you there again? I mean, did you have any play on what your suit was going to look like too, or did you just send in the measurements you need and then this is what you got?
not really. I kind of I got in with Austin Witt early last year when I was racing some USMTS stuff, and you know we worked out a deal together, and I told him, hey, maybe you should check into seeing if you can do something with that salute to veterans stuff, and it's see if we can get a fire suit match our cars and stuff. And he's like, yeah, that's awesome. So I hooked him up with Jason, and got him, got what we got today. And between Austin Witt and Stefan Sibisma on all that stuff, it's top notch. It just
Yeah.
everything is so perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better looking race cars, and I don't know how they do it every year. I really don't.
Yeah. No. It'd be over the top now, and I've said this the last couple times, and I know people are just like, Jesus Christ, let it rest already. But I think if they did a matching helmet with this too, it'd be the full come together part. You know what I mean? And then they could even auction off them helmets. I think the
Yeah,
helmets would be a killer. I mean, can you imagine like your wrap with that great big star chrome logo on the side of a helmet? I think it'd just be cool as hell.
yeah, it would be. I honestly didn't even think of that. Yeah, that would be awesome. Maybe they can work something out like that for next year, and raise some more money for all of our troops and stuff like that,
Right.
disabled veterans and stuff, and that's awesome. It's maybe should mention that to Jason and Bernie and see who we can come up with for that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And like them trophies they hand out. I ain't won one yet, and I've been trying. It just seems like I've either come up short or just some weird, funky things happen to me at the races. And but yeah, it's just I've always wanted one of them. I want it more for my dad than anything,
Sure.
just so he could have something, like that. And but yeah,
Well, you
it's
came close in Spencer this year. I mean, you were right there. And
yeah, I was really good. I just I didn't race a whole lot this year with my mom's health and just working a lot and stuff, uh and I thought I was pretty good right out of the gate. And I just need to make a few more adjustments to this thing, and because this is a brand new car and it's a
Sure.
little bit different than my 21 car I had, and I raced for a long time. That I raced for a long time there, and it's come along pretty good. I think I raced like 6 nights in a row right there. Got a real good feel on it. pretty excited. Probably head up to Worthington again on Saturday. They always do a phenomenal job on the track pad every time I've been there, and I don't know what it is with that place, but my results there is insane. I mean, I think my average finish there is a 1.1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like that little place. It just, to me, it's racy. If you get a car just right, you can race on it. And, what's crazy is if you get out in the lead, I remember racing with Dallin here at the Midwest Madness Tour they had there. And, I got lucky and redrew the pole. And I led all the laps. And, I caught lap traffic, and the air plays a big factor there. And all of a sudden, like, my car just slowed down. And I was better in clean air than I was in traffic. And then Dallin showed me the top, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to get up there and rip around it. And then we had a caution, and I just kind of took the line away. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna head up there on Saturday. Sunday, I think it's that Summer Series tour that Rick Ward is putting on. They go to Interstate Speedway, and then on Monday they go to Park Jefferson. So I'm gonna race them too, and then probably just gear up for Super Nationals after I.
Sure.
That big race. Might try that before Super Nationals.
Yeah. My hats have got to go off to you though, because I seen the grind and everything that you put in that week of the Salute to Veterans tour, because you, like you said, you live in Sioux City there, and then the first night was in Spencer, and I think you went home that night, right? Because you had to work and all that. And then
yeah.
And then you go from Spencer to Algona, and then Algona. And did you go down to Marshalltown after Algona or not?
No. So what I had to do is, so I worked late on Wednesday, so I could take all. I think it was it had been a Tuesday. I worked late on a Tuesday, headed up to Okoboji, and then I got a couple real close family friends up there. They own a big, shop up there, 300 by 100. Pulled a car in there, did some, finish touches on it, and next thing you know, it's 4 a.m. and I'm like, damn, we gotta freaking be at the track at, by 8, and then we gotta leave here by 7 because it's a little bit of a drive. And I didn't want to be late or nothing. I hate being late.
Yeah.
So then we, raced that whole night and all that whole day on 2 hours of sleep, and it was pretty tough. And luckily we ran good, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know what to really expect. That's my first crate race all year, and and I just kind of did a bunch of measuring on my car that went to my old notes from my previous car, applied it onto there, and like you were saying, I ran really good that first night. And second night, I had a yoke failure break on the rear end, and so that put me behind them. Just by luck, I had a rock hit my brake line and ripped that off. I mean, I just couldn't catch brake the second night.
Right.
And then then Friday, I had to go back home, and I had to work, and I had to head up to Aberdeen, South Dakota, to an ethanol plant up there, and take some stuff up there that they ordered, and then on Saturday we went over to Boone, got everything ready, and we went. I think the heat race, I drew like a 94 out of 100, so I started last my heat race, and ended up third, and that wasn't quite enough to make the redraw. I was hoping to make the redraw so I could see what I had with these guys. These guys been racing all year. I really, I think I've only raced like 15 races all year, and so I just want to see what I had. And first lap, Russ Dickerson. First lap we did completed one lap. Just kind of putting around there, just let everyone kind of get sorted out before I made some moves and whatnot. I complete the first lap, going turn 1. Russ Dickerson just comes down the hill and just I don't know what. I watched the replay. It's like he's driving a sprint car on the slickest track we've ever raced on, and just looped it out, come down the hill, and I had nowhere to go and hit him, and
Yeah.
knocked the J bar out of it, bent the I bent the right front lower, broke shock, just all four wheels and tires. Caden Carter had nowhere to go and collected me. Just it was kind of a shitty deal, and just like, man, what are we doing? First lap, like, let's just calm it down a little bit, just race, And I get it, accidents happen or mistakes.
Right.
I've done it myself, but it's like, fuck, man. And then, but yeah, no, it was a long week, and it's just honestly, I was just more glad to get back behind a wheel because I don't know, if I could do it somehow, a race every day, I would.
Right.
And
you guys been kind of behind the eight ball over that way anyway, just because of all the rain and the flooding earlier in the spring and then the early summer and that. So, what track was it that wasn't there two tracks over there that was underwater? Jefferson and some was it the one up in South Dakota?
Yeah, it was just like you said, we got annihilated in rain, and Houston's got hit, and then all that water come down and hit us, and then I think Park Jeff alone off the trash pumps we have going and our meters and stuff, and we did some math, and we had just over 12 million gallons sitting in the infield of water.
Yeah.
And that's not including what the pumps in the ground were pumping and pushing away. And I don't know what the exact numbers what Interstate had, but yeah, they were underwater too. And I mean,
just the pictures alone. I mean, it just was mind blowing of some of it. And I'm glad to see they're up and running again. Like it looks like they are kind of getting it back to normal again and all that. But one of the coolest things I've seen a post on this the other day, where they're going to have where the drivers could take up the merchandise to the front grandstands and are going to sell it for the drivers and that at no fees or anything. I think that's an awesome idea. I wish more tracks would actually do that for you guys because some of them people, I mean, races get over at 10, 11 o'clock or whatever, and it's hard for people to get down to the pits afterwards if they want to buy a shirt or whatever. But
yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's an awesome deal that they're doing over there at Interstate. I do think more tracks should do that, and just help the racers out because honestly, if the racers ain't there, they ain't got nothing to show.
Right.
And then we still need their hands and stuff there, and I think they've been doing both tracks here, been doing pretty good. Since the flood and stuff, and I think I'm excited. I want to see a good group of race cars over at my home tracks. I don't really race Interstate a whole lot. I normally would race a lot, from Thursday to Saturday, and that'd be kind of enough for me. And usually it was Sunday as a wash day, and then Monday as the maintenance day, and Tuesday finish kind of maintenance, start on tires and whatever else I got to do, and on Wednesday, and go race Thursday and Friday, Saturday, and then Sundays sometimes I'd go to the lake, and it was pretty crazy. We happened to be on the lake that day, and then we got a text saying, "Hey, we need to get all the boats and our lifts out." So we headed back over to the dock. My buddies live on the lake there, and we hopped out, went home, changed clothes and stuff. Helped pull the boats out, put them in storage because they said it was gonna flood, but we didn't think it was gonna be that crazy like that. And I mean, I don't know if you've seen where that road, if the road just fell in the lake, and I was the second to last vehicle in line to drive across that. And, I can't imagine. I'd be swimming in that lake, in my truck, if I would have went across that. It's kind of a good thing I did, but Yeah, it was wild.
What are you looking forward to Boone?
What's that? Who am I? What?
What are you looking forward to for at Boone? Like what's your I mean, obviously everyone wants to win
Uh,
that race, right? But I mean, what's one thing that you always look forward to when you get there and
I just look forward to kind of just it's a way to get away from everything outside of the racing in a way because you just hang out, talk to people, and you can still go to like Ames and get away from the races, or
right?
go hang out at Harris. I always like going to Harris's open house even before I had one of their cars. And it's just that they're always friendly people, and just like doing that. Uh,
Is it
my
true that
goals
Kyle
are,
is it real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but is it true that Kyle Brown has an open bar there for the open house?
yeah, he has an open house. They feed everyone there, and you just kind of get a little walk around tour, a glimpse of
Yeah,
everything, how they do stuff there. And honestly, it's kind of like I ain't really been to very many other shops, but I see kind of pictures and stuff like that. But it's kind of reminds me of like the Rick Hendricks of dirt car racing,
yeah.
in a way. Um,
I went through his shop and I had him and Mark Elliott on last November
yeah,
and really it like you said it's a cool shop. I love the trophies. There's a lot of history there. Honestly, it's
yeah,
what what I like the most is when you're driving into Boone, especially for if you're coming in from I-35 there, you're coming in from the east there and but you pass that shop on your way to Boone. It's almost like you're in Iowa dirt track racing country, if that makes sense when you get to that point. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I really liked going there as a kid. I think I've been going to Super National since I was like 7 years old. Um, and just going there, and my grandpa would take me there and to Harris's open house every year, and it's just been kind of a tradition for me. And now that my grandpa's still, he's gone, and I still go there, and it kind of reminds me of him, and
Sure.
it's just cool. I like it. Everyone's always friendly there and good people to talk to, and
Yeah.
I just like it. Looking at all the old trophies and stuff there, it's like, dang, this place has been around a while.
Uh, do you one thing I've been asking especially modified drivers and that if they had their Mount Rushmore of drivers, so you got your four drivers, right, of modified drivers, um who would you have on that Mount Rushmore?
Uh, like, do they have to, like, from now to past?
It doesn't matter. It's your mountain. You're looking out at the back window. You're sipping on a nice cold bush light, and you're thinking, "God damn, this is something to look at."
I would probably have to say one of the guys I always looked up to as a kid was Jay Notaboom. He's my local hero, and I would say he would be on there. And then just iconic people, I would say um, Mark Elliott and probably John Logue, and the fourth one, I would probably say the Ricky Thornton, because he just what he did in a modified is going to be hard to surpass, and
Yeah,
it's going to take especially with today's group of cars, everyone kind of has the same equipment and same you know stuff. It's hard to race anymore, like how Ricky did. It's I just think pretty soon the modifieds will plateau, but it's awesome like what them guys did. I definitely say that would be my 4 guys on Mount Rush.
Sure. Yeah, I like that question just because I love hearing the backstories of why you guys pick it and all that. So it's fun to hear all. But Ricky Thornton and Jonathan Logue has always been one of the top. As always, it seems like everyone brings them up quite a bit of,
Yeah.
and rightfully so, right? I mean, it's
Right.
so.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard? I mean, you work your full-time job and all that, and when you're out and about and you're out racing and all that, do you almost wish that some of these, I mean, you got your weekly track races, right? The weekly tracks, and you're starting to see some of this now where there's more and more of these bigger shows popping up where guys are coming in just for the sole benefit of the one big show, right?
Yeah.
Do you find that hard for yourself of like determining at the beginning of the year, hey, am I going to race weekly shows or am I just going to do these big shows because of my job and what's going on in between that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I think, I kind of look at what, at the beginning of the year, I kind of figure out what I want to do, what I would, excites me. What events I like going to in the past, just from past experiences. And I mean, I think though, I don't like racing weekly anymore myself, but just because like back in my sport mod days, man, I traveled everywhere, won just about everything. The only thing I didn't win was, Super Nationals and Sport Mod Nationals. I never got a chance to fully capitalize on them, I guess. And but I, went in Vegas and just the Harris Clash, and uh, I just think if you could win that one race all year long, that means a lot to majority of us racers than it does just win weekly all the time and race the same old thing and same, I don't, I know I'm saying I don't like to hear that, but
No.
they want the weekly racing, but at some point they gotta just, take the sunglasses off and look around a little bit, visualize what's
Right.
going on there. I don't know what to do for them. I don't get to see the numbers, don't get to see nothing on their side, and so it's their business, I guess, and I just don't know what's going to happen here in the next probably 10 years for racing, and more so the modifieds, just because I don't know if I could move back down to a sport mod and, yeah, everyone's, they go the same speed, but it's just a different feeling when you race a modified. I don't care what it says.
Do you enjoy racing your modified?
I love it. It's so challenging, I think that's why a lot of them either do it or don't do it. It's just so tough, and everything changes so fast. Now you guys got guys running coil around the left rear, and you never seen that in a crate, and so the guys are always working on it, trying to make it faster and better. And, I don't know. I just like the challenge. Not trying to sound arrogant or cocky, but because sport mods are simple, in my opinion. I think, just a prime example, I finally, my buddy finally got his first win ever in a sport mod, and just last Sunday, and he came from racing dirt bikes. If he can do it, anyone can mind to it. Granted, I've helped him along the way and stuff, but I just think if he can do it, anyone can do it. Just got to be willing to put in the work and figure out what you need, and you just got to be able to feel the car, and know what you're changing, when you're changing it. And a lot of that just comes strictly knowing how to read a tape measure. you don't know how to read tape measure, you probably shouldn't be a race car. And you know, that's or stagger stick. If you can't read a stagger stick, I don't think you need to be in a race. It's just simple.
With racing in your sport mod and modified in that, out of everything that you've done, what's probably been one of the most memorable highlights that you've been proud of, accomplished, or whatever?
I would say, I've watched Vegas for a lot of years, and I don't know what it is about that place, but I've always really liked it, and I've always wanted to win there in anything I've raced in. And I think it's really cool to, be able to win in modified and the sport mod at that racetrack. I don't know if there are many that have. And, it's just so tricky. It's so slippery. You got to be so technical because it's a big track. You can lose a lot of ground if you make a mistake. But I would say that with that one and probably my favorite race ever, and I'm grateful I got to win it before they shut it down, was the Cornhusker Classic at I-80 Speedway. Hands down, my favorite racetrack in the whole country. And I don't know, that place, I won a lot of races there in a modified sport mod, even my sport compact back in that day.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it is, Joe Kosiski, the whole Kosiski family has been friendly and, grateful for me being there and supporting their event. And they hosted a lot of really big racing events and that, it's just cool to be there for majority of them, I would say, and whether I was racing or not. So, and before I was racing, they had my class and all that stuff. I would go even if they weren't racing my class, I would still go.
Yeah, that's now. What is it now? Walmart. They're turning it into a Walmart, aren't they?
I honestly don't know. I try not to go down there and look because it makes me sad and want to throw up. But I kind of am kicking myself in the nuts for not going down there with a shovel and getting a piece of that dirt and having Joe and Steve sign it. And just so I don't know, it just would mean something to me. And, I don't know. Like I was saying, they've been awesome. And, they did a lot for us racers, more than we can, realize right now. It's just, now it's gone. We kind of took it for granted,
Yeah. You're not the only one that said that. I've had quite a bit of guys on the show that have said that, like Dallin Murdy, Kyle Brown. There's been one of them guys that have said the same thing of that they wish that track was still here and that it's too bad that it had to go away the way it did.
Yeah, it is. And, and I don't know. I don't know if anyone will be able to replicate it. I don't know if they should either. But yeah, it just was awesome. Everything about it. I just like going down there, and once that gate shuts on the backstretch, it just felt like you're in a cage. It was just weird.
Yeah. When you were out here on that Salute to Veterans deal, though, what did you think of the tracks that you were at? I mean, I thought Spencer was good. Algona raced good that night, better than what it has in years past. And then Boone, I thought was decent as well. Obviously, I'm not the driver in that, so I can't speak for you guys yourselves. But from a fan perspective, I thought everything was pretty good, and even that whole week experience I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, it was by far Spencer's best track since 2020. I remember racing my sport mod there, and it was just reminding me just like that. And then there's one other time in 21 when I was racing door to door with Kyle for the lead there. But yeah, I mean, hands down the best racetrack. that they've had in a while. Same with Algona. I thought it was pretty good. Even though I didn't get to do but one lap in that feature and had to pull off. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a really good night. Boone I like it, but then there's times I don't like it. It's like, man, starting dead last and we're on a gravel pit. Sometimes it's like it's kind of freaking hard, And,
Yeah.
I get you want a challenge, but I drove my ass off in that heat race,
Yeah.
and but then I was watching in the feature, and third class out for the features, and the modified's rubbered. Like, I want to say halfway through, I just could tell watching it, and I could see the air difference. One people, I don't know how other people judge it, but one thing I noticed is like I watch under the rear tires. You can still see dust and silt moving, then it ain't gonna rubber. And I didn't see nothing moving. I was like, it's a matter of time. And then pretty soon everyone's kind of following the leader, and they need to do something different with that place. I don't understand the wood chip theory at all. And, I went out and asked any one of them because I don't know if I get it or not. But the dirt needs more dirt. I like the shape of the racetrack. It just needs some new dirt. And I know they put something on it, but I don't know. I didn't tune in or watch or anything like that. And honestly, I don't care to watch anything weekly at Boone. I just
Right.
don't intrigue. But yeah, I mean, Super Nationals is. I typically don't race Boone until Super Nationals, just because it's whatever you do for the most part during the season, just throw it away because you just never know what the hell you're going to get at Super Nationals. You could be starting in the heat race in the grease, or you could be the last heat race freight train on the bottom. It's just kind of got to plan for it, and hope for the best. It's honestly Super Nationals. It's pretty much all luck, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to duplicate what I did in 22. With how fast my car was and how everything just went right for me. And I don't know. Just it's hard to say, and we'll see. I would like it. That's my goal, but yeah. Other than that, I think that all the tracks were pretty decent, for the most part.
Right. Are you going to head out to Vegas this year then?
I'd like to. I was kind of planning on it, just because I did last year and sold my car and just kind of worked a lot and mold and give up that Cocoa Pod, back to Phoenix, and drop it off somewhere. He's going to mess with it, and if I need something done, they can do it and I'd like to go to Kokopah, maybe run them 2 weeks, and then just fly home, and then maybe go back down and later the month and grab the truck trailer, drive it home, and whatnot. So we'll see. I got big plans, but sometimes it don't always work like that.
Yeah. That Cocopod track, though, that's a fantastic track too. You've been down there for that?
Yeah, I've won a lot of races there. I think I've swept their fall deal a few years ago in Sport Mod. I didn't want a modified race there. I've been trying, but it just seemed like I just can't get it done. I don't know why, but but yeah, I like it. Just it's kind of tough. Why I quit going to their deal in the January there is the way the passing point stuff. I mean, I'd have to look it up again to make sure, but I don't think I drew anything better than 88 all week long. And I mean, 9th and 10th in your heat race to 3rd, and that ain't good enough to start in the redraw or, be high point car or whatever it may be, that's kind of a slap in the face. And then you don't make the show, in past years, I don't think I got any money. It's like, well, how the hell are you going to have guys come out here, And,
Right.
But I do like the racetrack. I think it's, it's awesome to get out of here in the wintertime, that's for sure. It sucks sitting in the cold and you go outside and you're damn near froze to death. And I freaking hate being super cold like that.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, Cody, I'm glad you took the time. I know you're busy working and getting stuff ready for Boone and all that, and I was glad we were able to make this work. I had visited with you a little bit up even at Deer Creek at the Harris Clash and that, and wanted to get this done before Boone and that. So, hats off to that week of Salute to Veterans, though. I really do commend you on that. I know what you went through and what you had to do in that, and the car looked great. I thought everything was really good about it, all that whole week. But I guess till then, we'll see you down in Boone, and you'll have some of your stuff with you, your shirts and all that. Guys could get down there in the pits and all that.
Yeah,
anything you want to
I have
add?
some shirts left over from last year. I don't have any new apparel this year. I got to talk with Jason, see if they got any leftover Salute to Veterans stuff maybe we could sell, just because I'll be running that same scheme down there at Supernationals. And yeah, I think, it'd be cool to be able to do that.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen Cody's rap, it's on my TikTok. It's one of my videos. Actually, it's one of my first videos that I did of the TikTok of the Salute to Veterans week there, the Army. It actually got a lot of hits in that, so it was kind of cool to see on that. But with that, again, thanks for your time, Cody, and best of luck the rest of the season and down in Boone. And I'll see you down there when I get down there. And anyone you want to thank quick?
Yeah, I want to thank all my sponsors and everyone that helps me. Premier Industries, Managed Extreme Race Oils, Excel Floor Covering, K&J Reynolds, Wright Painting, Omega Garage Doors, Allen Plumbing, Harris Auto Racing. First and foremost, I should put them first. If it wasn't for them guys, I wouldn't be in a modified. And they're so helpful on this thing, and that's what I like about it, and being a part of their team. And Swiss Springs, OK One Stop. There's so many on this thing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do it as much as I do or have done it in the past, I should say. And yeah, my mom, dad, brother, sister, everyone that helps out.
Sure.
It's awesome.
All right. Well, with that being said, thanks for checking us out. Go to our Facebook page and our TikTok page and all the social media links. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, all the good stuff. You could find Cody on Facebook and all that as well. And thanks, Gary and Tom's Fishing Lure Guide. And, of course, Slade Pitt out there at Stop Motorsports for the stickers and helping me along the way. But thanks again, Cody, and best of luck. Until next time, toodaloo, buckaroo.
Pit Stop Motorsports, Dirt Tracks Racing, largest inventory trackside parts service. We keep racers on the track, located in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and coming to a track near you. Check us out on Facebook at Pit Stop Motorsports. And tell Slade Pitt the slimy bastard sent you.
Driver interviews, pit action, industry news. We're bringing you everything that fuels the adrenaline-pumping world of dirt track racing. Buckle up now. You're sitting with the slimy bastard.